Good morning students, welcome to the class. So today we are going to cover up the rest of the portions in the chapter. So today basically we will be speaking about three topics. So what are the three topics what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about a process called as photorespiration. Then we will be learning about C4 cycle, and then we will be learning about factors which are affecting photosynthesis, right? Now, just we can go for a short recap of what we have already learnt. So, when you are looking into photosynthesis, the first topic what we covered was some discoveries, isn't it? So, based on photosynthesis, some discoveries were made, some experiments were conducted, and some conclusion was drawn. That was the first part which covered this chapter, isn't it? Second part what we have discussed is your light reaction. So we learnt about photosynthesis. It involves two reaction. One is the light reaction, another one is the dark reaction. So we learned about light reaction. In that light reaction we learned about two methods are there, two types are there. What are they? One is cyclic photophosphorylation and another one is non-cyclic photophosphorylation, isn't it? So that was the term what we covered for light reaction. Followed by that we learned how this actually light reaction is taking place in the last class, that is chemiosmotic hypothesis. And then we discussed something about dark reaction, isn't it? Light independent reaction, C3 cycle or the Calvin cycle we call. So the dark reaction was also covered. Now moving on with the chapter, last class we stopped with this point, Rubisco. What is an enzyme? Rubisco. What is Rubisco? The full form is, it is ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase oxygenase. Okay, so this Rubisco enzyme, when you are seeing, it's very specific. Specific means what? They are having some characteristics. Where is this Rubisco involved? So we have learned, isn't it, in the dark reaction. Actually this carbon dioxide is reacting with water, and this carbon dioxide is being accepted by a 5 carbon compound called as what? Rubisco, ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate. Okay, this ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate is converting this ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate into what? A 6 carbon compound. So this which we have already learnt. Okay, so ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate is converted to a 6 carbon compound by what? By the addition of carbon dioxide. The 6 carbon immediately dissociates into 2,3 carbon compound, isn't it? So that's what we have learnt. So this Rubisco, which is an enzyme involved here, this Rubisco enzyme, if you are seeing, this Rubisco is having some characteristic feature. What is the characteristic feature? They are acting as both carboxylase as well as oxygenase. So what is the difference between this? As the name suggests, carboxylase means what? It helps in fixing carbon dioxide. Then we call it as carboxylase. Sometimes it acts as oxygenase. Oxygenase means what? It helps in fixing oxygen. So under some condition this Rubisco acts as carboxylase. Under some condition the Rubisco acts as oxygenase, which means if the concentration of carbon dioxide is more, then the Rubisco will help in fixing carbon dioxide, carrying out dark reaction. And if the concentration of carbon dioxide is less and the oxygen concentration is more, then they will be acting as what? They will be acting as oxygenase. So this enzyme is having a peculiar character. What is the character? It can both undergo carboxylation and oxygenation. Carboxylation means what? They help in fixing carbon dioxide. Oxygenation means what? They help in fixing oxygen. Okay, so when carbon dioxide is more, carboxylation, and when oxygen is more, oxygenation will be taking place, right? So that is the function of what? This Rubisco. So it acts as both carboxylase and oxygenase activities. It acts as carbon dioxide fixer, carboxylation in C3 cycle, and it acts as oxygenase in a process called as what? Photorespiration. In this photorespiration, one of the peculiarity of the plant is that this photorespiration takes place when the temperature is high and the carbon dioxide concentration is less and oxygen concentration is more. There comes the process called as what? Photorespiration. The next topic is actually C4. But before going into C4, we will be learning what is photorespiration. Then you will understand C4 better. Okay. So we are going to cover up what is photorespiration. Listen students very carefully. Very important topic, a 2-mark question. Need not learn the whole cycle. Actually it is a C2 cycle of photorespiration, but we are not going to learn in detail in this class 11. Okay, so this photorespiration, you need to know just a vague or a bird's eye view of the process. So photorespiration, listen carefully. Photorespiration, respiration, you know what is respiration? Taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. So what I am taking in, oxygen is taken in and giving out carbon dioxide. Simple respiration everyone knows, isn't it? So that is what respiration is meaning. It is actually breathing in of air rich in oxygen and giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide, isn't it? But here the term is photorespiration. So something related to respiratory process only. So this photorespiration means respiration which is taking place in the green plants in the presence of light. Okay, so it's a type of oxidation reaction which is taking place where? In the green plants, green parts of the plants, with the help of what? With the help of photons. Photons means what? The light energy. Then I call them as what? Photorespiration. Listen to the definition first. It is light induced. It is light induced oxidation. Oxygen is taken, light is helping in oxidation process of a part of RUBP. RUBP, you know, ribulose bisphosphate, to release carbon dioxide. So this RUBP is acting as oxygenase, means oxygenase, Ribusco is helping in oxygenation process, and in which RUBP, ribulose 1,5-biphosphate, is taking oxygen and it is converting what? It is helping in the formation of some other product, and in this process when you see ATP is not produced, where this process is taking place, it is taking place in the green plants. Okay, so what is photorespiration? Definition is in the beginning. It is a light induced oxidation of a part of RUBP. So RUBP is oxidized to release what? To release carbon dioxide. That's why it is oxygen is used up releasing carbon dioxide. It is called as what? Respiration. Okay. Without the formation of ATP, what is not produced? ATP is not produced. In green parts of the plant, we call it as what? Photorespiration. Now, some other points regarding photorespiration we are going to see. Listen, first point. In this process, RUBP, instead of being converted to 2 molecules of PGA, binds with oxygen and forms 1 molecule of PGA and phosphoglycolate. Listen carefully. So, what is actually happening? We have learned, isn't it, dears? So, in the beginning, this process when we were discussing, RUBP, that is ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate, is combining with carbon dioxide to form a 6-carbon compound. This 6-carbon compound is unstable. They will dissociate into 2 molecules of 3-carbon compound called as phosphoglycerate, PGA, isn't it? So that is actually happening when carboxylation is taking place, when dark reaction is taking place. Instead of forming these 2 molecules of PGA, now what is going to happen is that you can find this carbon, means oxygen is combining with this ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate, and they are helping in the formation of 2 product. What is the 2 product? One is your PGA. PGA, you know what is PGA? Phosphoglycerate and or phosphoglyceric acid, and another one product is phosphoglycolate. What is the other product? Phosphoglycolate. So here when you are seeing carbon dioxide is not there. RUBP 1,5-bisphosphate, when you are seeing it's what? Ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate is a 5-carbon compound, is reacting and forming a 3-carbon compound called as PGA and a 2-carbon compound called as phosphoglycolate. So that is what is taking place in this photorespiration. So in this process, RUBP, instead of converting into 2 molecules of PGA, as usual in C3 cycle that will happen, here it is not happening. Here it is binding with oxygen and they are forming what? 1 molecule of PGA and 1 molecule of phosphoglycolate, 2-carbon compound. Okay. Now, this process is considered. So, this process when it is taking place, when this photooxidation is taking place, when this photorespiration is taking place, Actually, it is a wasteful process to a plant. Why? Listen, there are two reasons. One is that there is neither synthesis of sugar, means in dark reaction we are helping in the production of sugar, isn't it, when carbon dioxide is fixed. But when oxygen is fixed here, actually what is happening? The sugar is not produced. Neither sugar is produced nor what is produced? ATP is produced. So it's not a productive process, it is a destructive process. Okay, it's a wasteful process. Number two is that it releases carbon dioxide with the utilization of ATP. So they are taking ATP, they are using energy for this process, and they are releasing what? A harmful gas. Harmful in the sense, oxygen, you know, it's very important. Carbon dioxide, already the concentration is increasing. Now this photorespiration is again increasing the concentration of the carbon dioxide. So it releases carbon dioxide with the utilization of ATP. So that is the next point. Okay, so that's why we call them as what? A wasteful process in plants. Okay, so you have to learn the definition. Actually in REBP, means in photorespiration, what is happening is the second point. Third point, we are discussing why it is wasteful a process. Okay, for that you have to know that it is not generating ATP, they are not generating sugar, they are not generating what? Oxygen, rather they are releasing carbon dioxide by consuming energy, which is a wasteful process for the plant. Okay, and last point is in C4 cycle, when you are saying there is no photorespiration, we will be learning what is C4 cycle. It is another type of carbon fixation. Okay, food production is taking place. So here no photorespiration is not taking place in the C4 plants. Why? So here in C4 cycle you can find carbon dioxide concentration will be more in some part of a cells where the bundle sheets are present. Okay, so here when the carbon dioxide concentration is not more on the mesophyll, rather bundle sheet cells, the ribosco will act as carboxylase and it will not act as oxygenase. Okay, so that is the point which we are going to discuss in the C4 cycle. So if we are discussing C4 cycle, it will become more clear. Okay, so hope so it's clear what is photorespiration. Light induced oxidation of a part of RUBP to release what? Carbon dioxide without the formation of ATP in green parts of the plants. So here what is actually happening? Ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate is combining with oxygen and they are forming one molecule of PGA and one molecule of phosphoglycolate. It's a wasteful process. Why? Because no sugar or ATP is produced, and here carbon dioxide is released by utilizing ATP. And this photorespiration is not taking place where? In C4 plants, because their increased concentration of carbon dioxide is formed in some cells called bundle sheet cells, which favors the ribosco to act as carboxylase, fixing carbon dioxide rather than oxygen. So there no photorespiration takes place. Okay, now we will be discussing about the next process, that is the C4 cycle. Listen students, what is C4 pathway? The C4 pathway was put forth by Hatch and Slack. That's why the other name for the C4 cycle is Hatch and Slack pathway or Hatch and Slack cycle. So C4 pathway, listen very carefully, what is C4 plants? C4 plants are some plants, like examples are given, which can survive in regions where there is temperature is high as well as the intensity of the light is high. Okay, so for example here what has been discussed in your book is maize, sorghum and all are what? C4 plants. So this C4 plants is having the adaptation, anatomy means what? The internal structure in the leaves is somewhat modified so that they can tolerate very high temperature and very high light intensity. If the intensity of the light is also high, to some extent it's very high, means doesn't mean that it should be very high, in somewhat high light intensity or somewhat high temperature they can withstand. Okay, and the C4 plants, when you are seeing, it is lacking photorespiration. We discussed the C4 plants do not undergo what? Photorespiration. That is another property of the C4 plants. Next, they are helping in greater productivity of biomass, means they are producing large amount of food. Okay, in spite of having high temperature, in spite of tolerating this high intensity of light, in spite not producing any photo respiration. That is the main reason the energy is properly utilized in the production of food. So that energy is not wasted because photo respiration is not taking place. So it is producing large amount of biomass. Biomass means what? Food. Okay, means the food is synthesized in a huge amount. Yes, now this is possible in the C4 cycle, is possible in C4 plants because they have, I told you, a different type of anatomy. So what is a different type of anatomy? The different type of anatomy, we call it as Kranz anatomy. What do we call them? We call them as Kranz anatomy. So it's a special type of anatomy which is noted in C4 plants, and that anatomy we call it as what? We call them as Kranz anatomy. Now for understanding this, we will look into the structure of a leaf. Okay, the anatomy of the leaf, anatomical characteristics which are present inside the leaf. Listen carefully. The leaf, when you are seeing, it's made up of two covering layers, isn't it? So the upper covering layer we call it as the upper epidermis, and the lower one we call it as the lower epidermis. On the upper epidermis, above the epidermis, you can find the leaf. It's having on the top a shiny appearance, and at the bottom it's not shiny. You know why? Because on the top there is a layer, waxy layer, which is covering the leaf. That waxy layer we call it as cuticle. What do we call them? We call them as cuticle. So there is an upper epidermis, over it there is a cuticle, and at the bottom you can find what? The lower epidermis. In between, okay, in between you can find there are special types of cells present. Now when you are seeing, we call them as the mesophyll cells, but here when you are seeing, there are two specialized cells are present. Okay, so one is the mesophyll cell, this is the mesophyll cell, and another one is the bundle sheath cell. You can find this is what? The bundle sheath cells. What is the characteristic feature of this? Listen very carefully. The leaf anatomy, Kranz anatomy, what they are saying is that the chloroplast in these type of C4 plants, they are dimorphic. What is the term we are using? We are using the term dimorphic. So what do you mean by this term dimorphic? Dimorphic means di, you know what is di? It's two. Morphic. Morphic means morphology, means the structure, okay, the visible structure. So dimorphic chloroplast. Dimorphic chloroplast means what? The chloroplast which is present. So I told you two types of cells are basically undergoing what? The photosynthesis. One is the mesophyll cell, yes, and another one is the bundle sheath cell. This mesophyll cells, when you are seeing, they are having chloroplast. In that chloroplast, what is present? Grana is present. What is present? Grana is present. And there are special type of cells called as these bundle sheath cells. So this is bundle sheath cells, and this bundle sheath cells contain chloroplast, and this chloroplast, they do not have grana. Grana is absent. They do not have grana. They are agranal in nature, which means they do not have grana. Okay, so understood. So there are two types of cells. On the top, just below the epidermis, you can find the mesophyll cells. They are having the chloroplast rich in grana, and there are bundle sheath cells beneath it. Okay, many layers beneath the mesophyll cell, you can find what? The bundle sheath cell. These bundle sheath cells are arranged in a wreath like manner. Wreath, you know, isn't it? So wreath means somewhat circular in manner they are arranged, and this bundle sheath cells are having chloroplast which are lacking what? They do not have grana. That is the characteristic feature. Now listen carefully, because of which only you can find this C4 cycle is possible. Okay, photo respiration is not possible here. C4 cycle is possible in these plants. Okay, photo respiration is not possible. Why? Listen carefully. So if this part, that is the mesophyll cell, grana is there, so light reaction of photosynthesis, that is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation we have learned, isn't it? So this light reaction of photosynthesis, where it is taking place? It takes place in the grana. So where the photosynthesis, light reaction of photosynthesis will be taking place? It will be taking place here in these cells, isn't it? Because here only the chloroplast with the grana is present. Whether the light reaction of photosynthesis will take place in the bundle sheath cell? No, because what is not there? Grana is not there. So if grana is not there, the light reaction will not take place. Okay. So here only what is going to take place? The light reaction is going to take place in the mesophyll cell. So you know, because light reaction takes place only in grana, isn't it? So here the oxygen will be produced. You know, photolysis of water is taking place in which oxygen is released. But here when you are seeing in the bundle sheet, there is agranule, which means light reaction is not taking place. Bundle sheet cells are very much impervious. Impervious means what? They will not allow gases to easily diffuse in, diffuse out. Okay. So what happens is that this bundle sheet cell, since it is agranule, what reaction is not going to take place? Light reaction is not going to take place. So in this region, do you think the oxygen concentration will be more? No. I told you Rubisco will act as oxygenase only when what is more? Oxygen is more. Now you see here how the plant has modified itself. It has modified that in bundle sheet cells there is chloroplast, but this chloroplast is agranule. So if it is agranule, then what will not be released? Oxygen will not be released. So why? Because light reaction is not taking place. So oxygen is not there, means obviously there carbon dioxide fixation will be taking place, where in the bundle sheet cells the Rubisco will act as carboxylase and they will help in the C3 cycle. C3 cycle means what? Dark reaction. Okay, so dark reaction of the photosynthesis will be taking place where? In the bundle sheath cell, right? So this set of chloroplast, we call it as what? The dimorphic chloroplast. Hope this part is clear. So C4 cycle example we have learned maize, sorghum. They are having capacity to tolerate what? High temperature and high light intensity. They are lacking what? Photo respiration. They will not be undergoing the process of what? Photo respiration. I told you why? Because they will adapt to lessen the concentration of oxygen and increase the concentration of carbon dioxide. How this is possible? Only because of this Kranz anatomy, that is dimorphic chloroplast. Mesophils, they have grana, and bundle sheath they do not have grana. So in the bundle sheath you can find photorespiration is not taking place. They are helping in the production of food. Okay. So they are producing a lot of food, that's why greater biomass. So anatomy I told you, it's Kranz anatomy. Okay. Now we are moving on to the cycle. Listen carefully ma, the cycle how it is. This is the cycle. Okay. So before going into the cycle, I will tell you. So mesophyll cells. So this mesophyll cells, I told you there are two types of cells present, isn't it? So upper epidermis, lower epidermis, there was mesophyll cell and thereafter bundle sheath cell, isn't it? So when you are seeing this mesophyll cells, I told you they are granular in nature, right? So when the carbon dioxide is diffusing in, what is diffusing in? Carbon dioxide is diffusing in. The carbon dioxide is taken by, accepted by, not RUBP, it is accepted by another compound called as PEP. How it is taking place? That we will discuss. Okay. So carbon dioxide first reacts with water. With whom they are reacting? They are reacting with water and they are forming carbonic acid. What they are forming? Carbonic acid. So HCO3 is formed. Okay. So this HCO3 immediately gets dissociated. Dissociated means what? The H2CO3, like this compound will be formed. Carbonic acid will be formed. This component is immediately dissociated, means this is broken down into H plus and HCO3 minus. How it is broken down? It is broken down into H plus and HCO3 minus. I will repeat again. So this is taking place in the mesophyll. So carbon dioxide is reacting with water. This process we are not writing, and they are forming carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is immediately dissociating into H plus and HCO3 minus ions. Okay. So these are the two compounds formed. This HCO3 minus is accepted by PEP. Who is accepting? PEP. Okay. So PEP is accepting in the presence of an enzyme PEP carboxylase, and this HCO3 is one carbon combining with 3 carbon compound PEP. PEP is how many carbon? 3 carbon compound, and they are forming OAA, oxaloacetic acid, or oxaloacetate is a compound which is formed. Okay. So this first stable compound formed is what? A 4-carbon compound. In dark reaction, what it was taking place? We learned RuBP, ribulose 1,5 bisphosphate reacted with carbon dioxide, and first stable compound which was formed was phosphoglyceric acid, isn't it? PGA was formed. This PGA is a stable 3-carbon compound, first compound. That's why it is called as what? C3 cycle. Now here, what is the first compound which is formed? It is OAA, oxaloacetic acid. Okay, I will make it more clear. So carbon dioxide is coming in, water is coming in, water is reacting with carbon dioxide. They are forming carbonic acid which dissociates into carbonate ion and H plus ion. H plus you leave it. This carbonate will combine with this phosphoenol pyruvate, PEP, okay, and they will form what? Carboxylation process will take place and they will form oxaloacetic acid. So C4 acid. So C4 acid is what? That is oxaloacetic acid. So what is formed? Oxaloacetic acid. Okay. So like that, oxaloacetic acid is formed. This oxaloacetic acid is converted into a malic acid. So where it is taking place? In the mesophyll cell. Okay. So it is converted into what? It is converted into malic acid or malate. This malic acid is transported to bundle sheath cell. Okay. So immediately when it is transported to bundle sheath cell, this malic acid is dissociating. Okay. It is broken down into 2 components. Next step. So what are they? One is carbon dioxide is released, another one is pyruvate is formed. What is formed? Pyruvate. Okay. So pyruvic acid or pyruvate is formed and carbon dioxide is released. Now listen very carefully, the same thing here. So malic acid, oxaloacetic acid is converted to malic acid and it is transported to bundle sheath cell. There decarboxylation is taking place. Pyruvic acid, that is C3 acid, is formed and carbon dioxide is released. That's what I said here. Pyruvate is formed and carbon dioxide is released. Now this carbon dioxide which is released in the bundle sheath cell increases the concentration of carbon dioxide in the bundle sheath cell. So what will happen? The Rubisco enzyme is present in here, isn't it? So this Rubisco, what they will do? They will help in the carrying out of what? The Calvin cycle. Calvin cycle we have already learnt, isn't it? So which one was Calvin cycle? That in the last class we discussed, isn't it? So this is Calvin cycle. So when the Calvin cycle, this carbon dioxide which is reaching the bundle sheath cell is entering into the Calvin cycle, they are producing what? They are producing the sugar or starch. So here also what is produced? In C4 plants also food is produced, that too in huge amount. Okay. So here what is happening? Calvin cycle, in that sugar or starch is produced. Okay. And this pyruvate which is formed, that is the 3-carbon compound which is formed, is again moving into the mesophyll. They are regenerating. They are again producing what? Phosphoenol pyruvate. This phosphoenol pyruvate again they will combine with what? Bicarbonate. Okay, and then they will be forming what? Oxaloacetic acid, and the cycle will be repeated like this. So this one we call it as what? The C4 cycle. Clear? Once again I will explain with this diagram. So this is the diagram which is given in your book. Listen carefully, students. So carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is entering the mesophyll cell. Where it is entering? Mesophyll cell. After entering into the mesophyll cell, you can find this carbon dioxide is reacting with water to form carbonic acid. Not given. This carbonic acid is dissociating into bicarbonate ion and hydrogen ion. This bicarbonate is reacting with phosphoenol pyruvate to form oxaloacetic acid. This oxaloacetic acid is converted into next step malic acid, and then it is transported to the bundle sheath cells. There they undergo decarboxylation and they will be forming what? Carbon dioxide and pyruvic acid. Carbon dioxide will enter what? The Calvin cycle, and they will help in the formation of sugar, isn't it? This 3-carbon compound, that is pyruvate or pyruvic acid, is transported from the bundle sheath to the mesophyll. There they are regenerating what? From the pyruvic acid, who is regenerated? Phosphoenol pyruvate is regenerated and the process continues again. Okay. So this cycle we call it as what? The C4 cycle. So in the C4 cycle also what is produced? The food is produced. Okay. Now in detail we will see. C4 pathway occurs in plants like maize, sugarcane. Plants adapted to dry tropical regions, I told you. They have Kranz anatomy. These plants show two types of photosynthetic cell, mesophyll cell and bundle sheath cells. Chloroplasts are dimorphic in nature. Those mesophyll are granule, bundle sheath it is agranule. Grana is absent in bundle sheath, present in mesophyll. Okay. C4 plant can tolerate high temperature, high light intensity, greater productivity, lack photorespiration. We discussed, isn't it? This is the cycle. So, primary carbon acceptor is what? Phosphoenol pyruvate. It is a 3-carbon compound. Phosphoenol pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. When carbon dioxide is taken by them, it is converted into a 4-carbon compound called as what? Oxaloacetic acid in the mesophyll cell. Then another 4-carbon compound from there it is produced, it is malic acid. This malic acid is transported to bundle sheath cells, isn't it? So, the C4 acid here breaks down to C3 acid, that is phosphopyruvate, and another one is what? The carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide will enter the C3 cycle and they will help in the formation of food. C3 acid, this pyruvic acid, pyruvate which is formed is transported to what? The mesophyll cell. From there again what is regenerated? Phosphoenol pyruvate is regenerated and the cycle continues. C3 cycle cannot directly occur in mesophyll cells. They do not take place. Okay, that is the specific characters of C4 plants because of the lack of enzyme. There they do not have what? Rubisco. Rubisco is present where? In the bundle sheath. So, C3 cycle will not take place in mesophyll cell. Only it will take place where? In the bundle sheath cell. Okay. Rubisco is found in abundance in the bundle sheath cell of the C4 plants. Okay. So, that is the characteristic feature of what? This cycle. So, hope so this part is clear that what is it? It is C4 cycle. So, first we discussed about photorespiration. Next we discussed about what? We discussed about C3 cycle. The next point what we are going to discuss is a very simple point, that is factors affecting photosynthesis. But I think time is up, so we can make it to this much. So, next class we will be discussing about factors affecting photosynthesis. Along with that we can start up a new chapter. Okay. Thank you.